Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I'll wait a minute or so to see if anyone comes on with us. Sorry, I am a few minutes late. I thought I was so prepared, and then I didn't have anything cut for the make and take tonight. Tonight I have the new Ornate Garden Suite. Let me see if I can find my flyers. And I have multiple projects that I've made with it already, and then one that we can make together. Okay, looks like my video is working. I will get started, and then hopefully the make and take goes smoothly. If it doesn't, then I apologize in advance because I've made a version of it, but I don't know what I'm doing quite yet. So we'll start with what I can show you here. It's the new early release from our annual catalog that actually doesn't start until June, but they've released this suite for us to have a month early. So we're allowed to, or 2 months early, we're allowed to order it today. So I will show you, there are 2 bundles, both with dies that coordinate. There is an embossing folder, a ribbon combo pack, and gold gems. Here's the second set of dies and that stamp set and designer series paper. Then let's see, I only have these full sheets left. I think I have at least one of each of them. So there's one side, and there is gold foiling on a few of the sheets. And this is the other, oh, yeah, this is the other side. I thought I had a duplicate, but they're all a little bit different. This one these 2 are the similar ones, but this one has more terracotta tile in it. This one is just the daisies in yellow and white. And my favorite sheet is this one, the little flowers. And this is, it's supposed to be terracotta tile is the coordinating color, but it really matches Calypso Coral well as Calypso Coral as well with the lighter shades of the terracotta tile. So that'll be a nice sheet to work with. Then I'll show you, these are the gold gems. I did a video of this already, so I'll just do it quick. The Ornate Thanks stamp set is photopolymer, so it's easy to line up. The Ornate Style stamp set, that's a red rubber one, so that you get a nice good impression with these larger images that have lots of detail. The embossing folder, the ribbon, both of them are, they're the same, just different color. So old olive and terracotta tile. Get rid of these comments for a second. Then there are 2 sets of dies. These are the Ornate border dies, and there's 3 flowers that overlay in this one. Then there's this delicate flower one. This one I'm missing. There's a one that cuts out the other side of this. It's probably loose in my bin. There's this edgelet piece as well as this border piece. And then these are the star of the show, all of these dies. So they cut out the frame and this stays in, so it doesn't actually cut out just this part, if that makes sense. So they're like this. So it leaves the center for you to stamp on. And then these center ones just do the impression. They don't actually cut out that funky shape. And I think that's it. This is just my bin of stuff to keep it all together until I have it organized. But when I'm designing stuff, I always have a disaster happening, so at least I can keep it all together in one little bin. So I can show you some of the projects I've made so far, and then we'll make one together. So I have this, I'm calling it a window card. I don't really know if there's a name for it or not. It's the same steps as a shaker card, but it doesn't have anything in it that shakes, but everything is popped up on the inside underneath this window sheet. And then it opens like this and stands up. So this part is an easel card, how the daisy holds up. So when it's sitting on someone's mantle or on their counter or on their desk, then it stands up nicely to display both sides. Here is this one that I watercolored those flowers in. They're embossed with gold embossing powder. And some thank yous on the inside. Then I have this card using all the designer series paper, and I stamped and fussy cut out those little flowers, and then a double bow with using both ribbons. This one is a case off of that flyer that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Stamping the same word in 2 different colors. Then I have this one with 3 daisies and using those little filigree on the inside. Then I have this So Grateful. This is a little bit of a stretch because you don't need the designer series paper to make this one, but I really like the sepia technique that's going around right now. And this was part of one of my no stamping stamp class kits using the border die. And then this was the Celebration So Very Vellum on there. Here's an easy one, just coloring. So those are the cards. And then this, we'll make a version of this one today, but ours will open a little bit different. So I'll keep that one out. And then I have a photo holder. So this opens, it's a 12 by 12 sheet of early espresso cardstock. So it opens like a folder, and these lift up, and then each one comes down to hold 6 on the inside, and then 3 more, so 9, 10 pictures. So that's a really nice gift. I'll probably make a version of like this for Mother's Day as well, because that's a really nice gift to give our moms. And then I have one more project, is this 12 by 12 scrapbook page. You can't even see the whole thing. There's ribbon detail at the top using both of those ribbons. This is called the Scrappy Strip technique from Kylie Bertucci and her husband Bruno in Australia. And then there's the bottom, using those dies and the flowers, the little scallop border die, and I fussy cut these daisies, and then these little pieces are what falls out of one of the edgelet dies. So there's my scrapbook page, and now we can make a card. So we'll see how I do. I'll start with an early espresso card base, and fold that in half. I also have a score at 2.5 that we're gonna fold the opposite way, or fold this way. And you'll see why in a second. Then I have a layer of, did I do that right? No, we're gonna fold it inside. So we're gonna make one of the easel cards. So it'll lay flat to mail, and then when you lift it up, it'll stand like this. Then I have a layer of early espresso embossed with that delicate something embossing folder, the new one that's part of this suite, and a layer of terracotta tile. I stole a border piece, but this is still a good layering piece. Then I have a strip of designer series paper This is 2 7/8, kind of a weird size, by 4.5, and a border piece of one of the designer series paper that has the gold edging on it. So I'll start with that. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on this edge piece, just on the very edge, and it'll tuck underneath that designer series paper, and then I can trim the edges off. Then I'm going to put that on this piece, but I don't want it to be centered. I want it to be off center, just so that there's a narrow border on this side. So I'm just going to put, because I've already taken this frame out of here for a different project, I'm just going to put adhesive on this little background layer. Whoops, and then I almost glued it upside down this way. There we go. Then that saves me from having a whole bunch of adhesive on this side and getting it all over my work surface or your grid paper. Then I'm not going to glue that yet. I'm going to stamp on this little frame, the daisy image. Get out some of these extra. My comments aren't scrolling. There we go. So I'll stamp my daisy image in Early Espresso. And let that dry. And we can do on just a narrow strip. They're the little strips that are left over from cutting your cardstock layers. We'll stamp Just Wanted to Say, and I'll do that in terracotta tile to tie in that layer that kind of looks out of place right now. And I'll stamp that in the center of that strip and let that dry. And then on the inside of our card, I'm going to do the big thank you, also in terracotta tile. And I'll stamp that in the center. And this inside layer is 5 1/4 by 4. And then oh no, did I say terracotta tile? The thank you is in terracotta tile. And then in Early Espresso, I'm going to stamp just overlapping the bottom of the words a little bit so that it looks like it's meant to be there. If you have it too far apart, I find it looks out of place. So now it kind of looks like it was one stamp. So I'll let that one dry, let this one dry. Then we will do use this ugly background piece of paper. And we're just going to color our daisy. So I'm going to use Old Olive and Daffodil Delight Stampin' blends. So I'll start with my dark and just color the veins of the leaf and then fill it in with the light. And then it kind of blends itself when you color over top of it. And I'll try and do the stem. This is an image that you could color with our regular Stampin' Right markers as well, because it's a smaller image. You don't have to worry about getting those big lines. Then I'm just going to go over those little lines in the stamp with our dark Stampin' Right, or not Stampin' Right, a Stampin' Blend. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just gives it the shading. And color in the rest of it with the light marker. Keep going. The last Facebook Live video I did, I was rushing because I had to watch my former high school teacher. It was in the Great Chocolate Showdown, and it was on, and I don't get that channel on my TV, so I couldn't record it. So I had to watch it on my phone live, online, but I had to be done by the time it started. But this time, at least, my show of choice on Wednesdays doesn't start until 9, so I have lots of time. So I filled in the center of the sunflower, or the daisy, I guess, with our bronze Stampin' Blend. And then I'm going to go over the whole thing with, whoops, my Wink of Stella. And that really brings out the colors of the flower and gives it some added bling. Every card needs bling. And I'll do the leaf too. There we go. And this is an alcohol-based brush, so it does pick up some of the ink and spread it around. So you want to make sure before you switch colors. I didn't the first time, but it was, my brush is clean. But especially going from a dark color to a lighter color, you want to make sure that you don't have any ink in your brush. So now I'll take this here. I think I can glue this layer on. Oh, no, I don't. Let's get some ribbon. We'll bring in this terracotta tile ribbon again. So I just need a piece that will go the width of our card, enough to fold over across the back. So I'll put a glue dot on the end. Oops. On each end. And fold that over. It only, on the little piece, it only saves a few inches, but it makes a difference when you only have one bolt of ribbon. Then I'll go through underneath and tie a bow. And pull it snug. Oops. There we go. And trim those ends. There we go. Put that back before I lose it. Then I'm going to tuck this under on this side. So I'll pop that up on dimensionals. And we're halfway there. Tuck that under. There. And then this little strip, I'm just going to cut the ends off on a little bit of an angle. And I'm going to place that across here. Just like that. Then I can take that full layer, and it's going to go on the front of our card here, And then I only want to put adhesive on the top half. I guess I can glue this down now. I felt like it was stuck. Okay, put that onto this layer. And then because I want to make sure I don't get any adhesive on this section, I'm just going to put some on this background layer. That'll make sure that I can still line it up, but that I don't have extra adhesive anywhere. I'm just going to push from the back because I have those marker and inks on the front. So there's the front of our card. We might as well add some gems. Everything is better with gems. Put them there. So I just added 3 in a bit of a triangle is pleasing to the eye. So then I have, oh my goodness, I glued it the wrong way. We need to glue it. Okay, let's get another card base. Hold 1 second. So here's my new base. Let's see if I can get this off here. I should have glued it on the bottom half, not on the top. Almost. This is what happens when you're crafting live. Okay, so now I have an ugly looking back. So I'm gonna see. I have another layer of early espresso that I'm just, this exact same size. I'm just gonna glue these layers together because when you do the easel card, you can see the back, and that wouldn't be very nice to receive a card that looks like you messed up. So I'll adhere those 2 layers together. There. Now no one will ever know. So now I have this card here. Sorry, that's not taped down. Then this layer. Now we will only put adhesive on this section, your bottom section, and line this up just like you normally would if you were gluing the whole thing. And I just like to press from the back because I have all those extra layers on the top to make sure. Now when you lift it up, it will stand up like this. So and it still opens fully. I can adhere my inside layer just like normal. And now the only other thing that we need is to have something that holds it up in place. So I'm going to stamp, do I have one? Oh, here. I have stamped already just the flower part, and I'll color that in just like we did on the front. As I do that, look at this. I messed that one up already. Go slow. And do all those little lines and then fill it in with our light. So you always do your shadow with the light one, or shadow with the dark one, and then you can color over the whole thing. And then if you need to go back and do more after you've colored your whole image, then you can, and just add more dark sections. There we go. And then your favorite part of all is I'm going to fussy cut this out. For this one, I'm going to cut right on the line. I like the look of it. And then if you just go slow, follow the edge of the line. Most dies cut the image out with a white border. I do that on some images, but some of them I like the look of it right on the line, and then you don't have any excess hanging off of it. And we'll fill this in. Now, whether you're watching now or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments if you like fussy cutting or if you don't like fussy cutting. I don't mind it. Obviously, it's less nerve-wracking if no one is watching me, but it's not terrible. Same with coloring. Is coloring your thing, or you don't like coloring? I usually stamp full sheets of images, like a full 8.5 by 11 sheet, and cut, stamp everything, and then I color it all in, and then I die cut it out all at the same time, so that when I want to make cards like this that is using all the same colors, then I have lots of pieces ready to go. Now, let's see, maybe I'll stamp this image one more time. So I'm just going to take this piece of paper and line it up at the bottom because I already adhered this. I was eager. Oops. And just so that it doesn't go off onto my brown layer, so that it goes off the edge onto here and not onto my cardstock layer. Then I can pop this up on a dimensional, and we might as well color that leaf while we're at it. So this is what will help our card stand up. And our Old Olive Stampin' blends again, and just color the stem there. And fill in the rest with our light. There we go. And a wink of Stella, wherever that went. Here we go. Because it always needs more glitter and sparkles. And on the leaf. There, so can you see how sparkly our daisy is now? So now when they get their card, it'll still mail flat, and then that will help it stand up just like that on their desk. Then my ordering special for April. April is my birthday month, and so as an appreciation for orders in April, to spoil my customers as well, every order over $70 will get a free package of these gold gems. They're $9.50 to order them. I think there's 90. There's 30 of each size. Let me check that. Yeah, there's 90. So they're normally $9.50, and you'll receive those free if you place a $70 order in my online store. Whether you order them directly from my website, and then you can just let me know and I will refund you the $9.50, or you can send me your order and I will send you them in the mail afterwards with a handmade card, of course, as well. Also, every order always receives, or every $35 order receives a make and take packet in the mail. So if you are watching this video now or later, whether you place an order from me today, tomorrow, next week, whenever, I'll contact you after you place your order and you can have a choice of which make and take you'd like as well. I think I had one more thing to tell you, but I don't remember. I think that's it. I have a bird ballad / free as a bird class coming up in the next few days. I will do another Facebook Live video showing you that. If you're interested, let me know and I can send you the project kits in the mail. That will be a fun one. It is 2 cards and a basket actually, and you can do that online with me from my Facebook page, or you can do it online from your home and I can send you the video tutorials. Thank you for watching me, and please remember to shop my online store and to receive your free gold gems. Thanks for watching. Bye.